We took an approach inspired by two distinct but relevant areas, one being research on internet health information and other being research on consumer health informatics. So we wanted to see how does people, what kind of feedback they have and what information they generate. So we did a comprehensive search on Amazon, and we found about 70 devices for which they had some user feedback. Of that, we eliminated about 8 devices which had very limited feedback. There were only less than 10 customers who had reviewed those devices, and we ended up with 62 devices. And what we wanted to do is to extract the user feedback or the reviews in Amazon and analyze it in a way that it makes sense. But we ended up with nearly 12,000 unique user feedback. And after eliminating the reviews that were not verified, Amazon verified, we ended up with 11,250 reviews. So this was a lot of data to analyze. So we used two different methodologies. In the first instance, we used a software that is useful in automated text analysis. We did a cluster analysis as well as a chi-square analysis. And in the second part, we took 10% of this data and then we did a qualitative content analysis. One of the ways people look for Amazon reviews is, they already have some criteria in mind. Maybe the cost or maybe the brand, because somebody else told me about this brand and so on. And then we may go and we may look at maybe some of the feedback, mostly the more recent feedback. But nobody will have time and the energy to actually look at maybe all of these devices comprehensively. So I would say that this gives a really good summary of what is out there, and then what are the key indicators. I think cost is one of the key indicators that they should consider, and maybe based on this findings, maybe they should consider spending a little bit more money while purchasing these devices rather than spending very little and expecting, not having much benefit from them. There is a lot of, I think, a negative feeling within audiology community that these devices don't work and we shouldn't prescribe them and so on. And I think looking at this customer feedback, in some way, it is reassuring that many people are reporting benefits. Although, I mean, these devices need to be tested again for safety, for what characteristics they have and how much benefit they provide. But at least having such a large number of customers reporting positive is assuring that there is some potential benefit of these devices. One, and number two, we have limited number of interventions to offer. For people with hearing loss, I think almost always when they're diagnosed with hearing loss, the intervention option that we come up with is actually hearing aids. Okay, so and there are many different types of hearing instrumentation, and we tend to explore other options only when the client decline to wear a hearing aid. Okay, so these direct-to-consumer hearing devices look and function somewhat like hearing aids, but we know that they're a different category of devices. And I think it is important for us to have a number of good choices rather than having one best choice. It is really important for us to consider alternative treatment strategies. So from that angle, I think that it is reassuring to look at this data.